We speak of Allah Azza wa Jal as God, Al-Ilah. And the basic meaning of Allah is Al-Ilah. If we speak with our scholars about that, like Shaykh Hamza Yusuf, for example, they will point out to you that there's certain disagreements in etymology, whether Allah is actually identical to Al-Ilah and derived from it or not, but nevertheless that is the root. And the basic meaning of God, Allah, is He who is worshipped by right. In English, we have this beautiful word, God. And we should not feel that somehow it is not worthy of our use. First of all, it speaks to people's hearts who are English speakers. They don't know Arabic. And the word God in English, its root meaning, and it's a word that is thousands of years old. It goes back way before Moses, way before Abraham. It's a word that we have used in different forms for at least 10,000 years, and probably older than that. And the word God in Indo-European linguistics, English belongs to the Indo-European family, like Turkish, for example, belongs to the Altaic family. Very different families. But God means He who is supplicated. Okay? In the Latin languages, we have words like Dieu and Dios and Dio and so forth. Deus in Latin. And in English, we have that same word too, except in English, we have it only in one word, which is the word Tuesday, the day of Tu, Tiu. And Tiu is the Germanic form of Deus. The same exact word. And these words mean God the light. An-Nur. So there's nothing wrong with them. And we should be able to cultivate these words to our advantage. But usually in our tradition, when we speak of God, we speak of God in terms of His creative aspect and creating things as they are meant to be. So He creates you as a human being in all the different kaleidoscope of the way that human beings can be. And He makes the cat a cat, the pig a pig, the dog a dog, the horse a horse. Okay, Allah does that. So He creates you the way that you were meant to be. And whether, however you may be created, you have to see Allah's wisdom in that. Okay, but Allah is also Ar-Rabb. He is the Lord. And one of the fundamental aspects of lordship, as refers to God, is that He commands and prohibits. Rububiyyah, in the case of God, is to command and to prohibit. And then also, God gives us tarbiyah, which is not from exactly the same root, but it's from a root that's close. So He gives us edification. He brings us stage by stage to a station where we can obey properly and we can also avoid His commands. All right? He guides. This is the function of the Rabb. This is why Imam al-Ghazali is saying that you are prostrating to this idol. You are bowing to this idol in ourselves, of the pig or the dog or the little Lord, the false Lord, or of Satan, when you obey it or you follow its prohibitions. Because that's what lords do. The Lord commands you, and the Lord prohibits. And that's the command you want to follow, and that's the prohibition you don't want to ever do. But if my pig impulse commands me to eat or to drink, even though I know that I shouldn't eat now or I shouldn't drink now, then I have obeyed the command, and I have taken the pig as a lord. Or if the pig prohibits me from hunger or thirst when I should be hungry or thirsty, or from controlling my diet in a way that's healthy, then I have obeyed it in that prohibition, and I've taken it as a lord. And the same thing with the idol of the dog. If he commands me to be angry, and he prohibits me from being kind, and being wise and compassionate, and holding my tongue, then I have obeyed the dog. I've obeyed his command, and I have followed his prohibition, so I've taken him as a Lord. And the same thing with the lordly self, and the same thing with the satanic self. So it's very important then to smash those idols. And the way you smash those idols is, first of all, be aware. You go into the kitchen, you open the refrigerator, you open the cupboard, there are those delicious foods you've got in there, and you know you shouldn't be eating, not just because it's Ramadan, you're not going to do that in Ramadan, but let's say at other times, and just say, oh wait, why am I doing this? Why am I, it's an impulsive reaction. Okay, so this is not just about me, this is about something else in me, so let me disobey, let me smash that idol. And let me put reason in control and the rational self. And then you begin to get self-conscious, and then also you begin to grow, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So this is something that Imam al-Ghazali focuses on in this chapter. Thank you very much. Most people, Imam al-Ghazali says, and he means even most believers, you're not going to worship an idol of gold or silver or stone. You wouldn't even probably want to have it in your house, right? Even as a piece of art. But the idols of the self, that's different. And most people have in themselves the idol of the pig or of the dog or of the pompous lord, the impostor, or of Satan himself, or maybe all of them, or a number of them. And so we want to be aware of that. We want to be aware of this inner drama. And again, this is part of the knowledge of the self. One of the greatest types of ignorance is when we think that everything that comes from me is of me. The thoughts I have, the ideas I have, the bad opinion I have of the person. No, there's a lot going on in the self. There is a drama that goes on in the self. And we want to get control of it so that we are in charge. And then we do have our identity, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Okay, so on this basis of understanding the inner drama, we watch every movement. We watch every stillness. We pay attention to our moments of quiet and speech. We listen to the words we're saying. That, why am I saying this? What is this all about? We're able then to take ourselves to account. And we're able to question our most basic motives and impulses. When we stand, when we sit down, when we go to sleep. And this also brings out the gift of intention. That what is my intention here? Why am I doing this? And then it puts the rational soul in charge. And when the rational soul comes into charge, then the irrational soul gradually becomes rational. And it wants to be rational. It doesn't want to be irrational. Who is giving the orders? And don't think that it's you giving the orders. Who is sending the impulse? And don't think that it's just you necessarily that is sending that impulse. Who is making the ishara? Who is indicating to us the thing that we ought to do? Is it the dog in me? Is it the pig in me? Is it this little imposter who parades before me? Is it Satan himself? Satan is very effective. Okay, and so when we begin to do this, then the intellect begins to play a role which is really amazing. And then the intellect also begins to merge into the heart of hearts. And the inner eye, the basira, then begins to be opened. Okay, so may Allah give us success in this, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. May He give us knowledge of the self. So inshallah, in the next class, which will be in about an hour, right? We will look at chapters 6 through 7. Is that what I said before? No. Okay, so I contradict myself. And that's maybe the little Lord, who's very lazy sometimes about doing what he doesn't want to do. But 6 to 7, pages 34 to 50. And then after that, we want to look at chapters 7 and 8, which will be 45 to 56. And inshallah, I hope you find this beneficial. What makes the heart understand? This is our next lesson. What makes the heart work? What makes it fail to work? What makes it fail to understand? What veils the heart? Okay?